Welcome to Bacta Portal, the new system that's been developed to address all the compliance needs of our members and to bring everything into a single, seamless system for the industry. Straight away, operators will be able to create and archive all their customer interactions and record, update and archive the industry's self-exclusion database. But this system isn't just about interactions and exclusions. For the first time, you'll be able to filter customer entries, record timeouts and perform advanced database searches. We've carefully designed the portal so it can be used in the office or even on the shop floor. Laptops and mobile devices are all compatible. There's nothing to install, there's no apps, all you need is a device connected to the internet. Bacta will be with you every step of the way. Support lines are going to be provided, and we're also producing a comprehensive user guide that can be accessed via the portal. Bacta or your operations team will provide you with a username and password. All portal users will be able to record customer interactions, process self-exclusions, search, update and archive. And if you're authorised as a portal super user, either within your business or at Bacta head office, you'll also be able to carry out a range of admin tasks. But more later. For now, let's get straight into a tour of the Bacta portal. Once you've entered your username and password, you'll be taken to the dashboard. The three main features available from launch are customer interaction, exclusion gallery and the portal's user guide. During 2021, we'll be launching some exciting upgrades such as Age Verify, Compliance Handbook, Crime Alert, Contact, Training and Handy Toolkit. The header of the portal is the same throughout. From anywhere in the system, clicking the Bacta logo or the home icon takes you straight to the dashboard. The magnifier icon launches a convenient search menu, and the menu icon launches other functions that may be available to you, including Bacta messaging, the report generator and admin. Within Bacta Portal, everything starts with a customer interaction. That's why it's the biggest button. This is because every conversation with a customer that would normally be logged is a customer interaction by definition, even if it leads to a self-exclusion further down the line. We'll come to that shortly. Once you've clicked Customer Interaction, you are taken straight to a gallery of all the current interactions within your portal. They can be sorted and filtered, and the key at the top explains the colour coding and icons. Red means that a review is overdue with that customer. Ensure you speak to them next time they're in. Amber means that a review is now due. Speak to that customer at the earliest opportunity. Green means that a customer is awaiting their next review, but it's not due yet. R is someone who reinstated during an interaction. You should carefully monitor this customer. T denotes a customer who has decided to take a time out. If you see them in your premises, you should politely ask them to leave. And blue shows an interaction that has been saved but not completed. Try and complete it at the earliest opportunity. So, let's start a customer interaction. Here, you can set what type of interaction is taking place. Staff observation is ticked by default, but if it's instigated by the customer, then that can be selected instead. Reasons for the interaction are also vital, and at any time, if you're unsure as to what something means, simply click on an information box and a description will appear. Notes fields are available throughout the portal. It's really important that you use them. It's also worth noting that throughout the portal, we often provide you with the opportunity to save progress so you can continue later. And finally, you can navigate forwards or backwards at any time by simply clicking the back or next buttons. It's mandatory that you inform the customer of the privacy notice. This page is a short version, which you can choose to read to the customer or hand them your device. Either way, they must have the opportunity of reviewing it. Should they wish to read the full version, a link is available. The customer should tick that they've read the privacy notice, then you click Next. Here, you record the action that the customer may have agreed to during your conversation. You should tick the relevant action or actions, then make a decision that affects your next steps. Do you continue this as a standard customer interaction, or has the customer requested a self-exclusion? We'll come back to self-exclusion later, but for now, let's continue as a customer interaction. On this page, you enter the customer's basic details. If the customer is reluctant to give you their name, ask for a nickname, or even assign them one. It makes it easier for you to identify them later on. Now, you need to assign an image to the record. If the customer agrees, you can take a photo using the camera on your device. Or, if they refuse a photo but give their name, you'll need to assign an outline image. And if they refuse a photo and a name, then a simple icon is assigned. In this example, we're going to capture an outline of a male. Because we captured an outline and not a photo of this customer, we now need to provide a more detailed description. We can give age, hairstyle, ethnicity, hair colour, height and build. There's even a notes field where you can type in other distinguishing features should you wish. Then click Next. You complete the interaction by ticking if a review has been agreed, setting the review period, and you state the staff member's name, which defaults to the login used, but can be changed if needed. Once you're happy you've completed it all, click Save Interaction, which takes you to the record card. Review it, then click Close to return to the customer interaction gallery. You'll remember that earlier we reached a point in the journey where a self-exclusion could be started. Let's go back there now and complete a self-exclusion. So here we are again, but this time the customer has agreed to a self-exclusion. So let's continue by clicking the Start Self-Exclusion button. You begin by completing the customer's basic details. A little more is requested on this form, including the birth date, telephone and email of the customer. In fact, email is really useful, as you can use it to send the customer the details of their self-exclusion, should they wish. Next, you enter the customer's address details. We've included a useful lookup that works once the postcode has been entered. Once you've completed, click Next. By default, all exclusions are set to the maximum of 12 months, but this can be adjusted using the arrow buttons. The minimum exclusion is 6 months. You assign a start date and a reason for the exclusion, then click Next. As you've already used your login, the system knows where you are, so sets the organisation name and site relevant for you. If you're not based at a site, then you can assign one manually. The default radius is set at 1 kilometre. However, should the customer request a wide area exclusion, then click Exclude Elsewhere. You'll tell the customer that you'll explain more about their wide area exclusion later, but for now, click Next. Next, you'll take a photo of the customer. This is mandatory and there is no option for icons. First of all, click the Capture Live button. The camera on your device will open. Position the customer in the frame and take the picture. Click OK, and the image will appear in the window. On some devices it will rotate the image, so you can use the buttons below the picture to turn the image until it is rotated correctly. Then press Next. As you near the end of the self-exclusion process, you just need to take the customer through the T's and C's. Again, you can either read them out or hand the device to the customer to read. There are also links to the full terms and privacy notice. These can be reviewed if the customer so wishes. Either way, once done, tick them all and click Next. You now need to check the customer's ID. And do you remember that email address from earlier? Well, it's here that you can use it if the customer wishes to receive their own copy of the exclusion. Finally, the customer agrees to the declaration by ticking the box, then click Confirm Exclusion. If the exclusion hasn't been emailed, you should print it off or make sure they get a copy later, then click Close. You are now returned to the exclusion gallery. It works in a similar way to the customer interaction gallery but has a few key differences. Red cards denote a new exclusion. Amber cards are a current exclusion. Green cards are awaiting the customer to reinstate. Blue cards are customers in their 24-hour cooling off period. Warning triangles denote a breach, and the green number shows an extension has been applied to the exclusion. At the end of all self-exclusion interactions, you must always finish by talking about other gambling venues and provide details of alternative self-exclusion schemes. And if the customer requested a wide area exclusion, you must give them the Bacta phone number so they can set it up through us. Finally, strongly recommend that they also contact GamCare, who provide a 24/7 confidential helpline for people wishing to talk about their gambling behaviour. Managing and updating exclusions is really easy. Simply click on the card you require. At the top, the customer's details are displayed as a gallery card, and underneath, a series of buttons allows us to take actions. Any that are greyed out aren't available for that customer. Add extensions allows the exclusion time period to be increased. The customer photo can also be updated here. Clicking Record Breach allows you to record the details of the customer's breach. The process is really simple. Site and username are already filled in but can be changed. The date is entered using the calendar and the time can also be recorded. Next, you state whether the customer actually played or not, and finally there's a notes box for recording any further information. Reinstate allows the customer to reinstate and start playing again. More info gives you the full list of sites this particular customer is excluded from. Update details gives you the opportunity to amend or add any information that wasn't taken on a previous visit. And update exclusion allows a wide area exclusion to be set up and is only available to Bacta staff. So that completes the tour of the portal's main features, but there's also some very useful tools available to you. Click the magnifier icon at the top, and this allows you to search directly for a record rather than going through the gallery. The main menu button gives you access to a great new messaging service which allows Bacta to message users directly with helpful information and important updates. It also has a reporting section. This allows you to generate a whole series of reports. You can choose to save them as PDFs or in Excel. The choice is yours. Finally, the admin section will only be available to portal super users, and it offers some key functionality, including adding new organisations, adding new sites, and adding new users, including the assigning of login details and passwords. And that's the tour of the new Bacta portal. We'll be adding new features and resources very soon, and we'll keep you up to date as the Bacta portal grows. We're confident that it meets all the compliance needs of our members, and we're sure it will become a vital part of the way your business runs day to day.